this slime drops an item worth millions. This method allows you to make a bunch of coins easily, and this area is literally broken for coins. In this video, I'll be covering 5 ways you can make millions with little to no playtime. First, we've got one of the most common methods to make coins as an early game player. How it works is you buy worthless books, upgrade them, and sell them off for profit. As you can see here, I've got 16 feather falling 6 books, going for around 1576 coins. Now I'll be upgrading them to tier 10. And as you can see, they now sell for around 72k coins. And you know the best part? This literally took me less than 2 minutes. And my setup isn't really that good, as you can easily make more by crafting other items. At the moment, Infinite Quiver looks kinda decent, and if you are really rich, you can even craft Mana Vamp 10 books for over 20 million profit per seal. Next, we've got, wait, what's this? Well, it's a segue to our sponsor, CodeMonkey. CodeMonkey is a digital learning platform where you can learn to code. It also has monkey in the name, so that's cool. Now, CodeMonkey is especially designed for kids, so it's really beginner friendly. It teaches coding through various brain puzzles instead of mindless text. Here you can see stuff like block-based coding, where you drag and drop elements to make your code work. For example, here I'm creating a simple monkey game with 3 goals. Design the map, add a way to move the player, and finally add win and lose conditions. First, to design the map, I'll simply remove some of the bricks and add holes. Now, I've already been provided with a player character. To make it move, I'll use this simple method. When I hit the run button, it needs to move 1 step continuously on a loop. And when I press the space bar, the character needs to jump. And yeah, it works now. But there's a problem. How do I win or lose? Well, for the character to win, it must reach the star. So when the player model collides with the star will get destroyed and you'll win. However, if the player misses any jump, they'll lose by hitting the world border. Now, if you want to get fancier, you can even add win and lose texts, which is cool. But that's not all. Here you can learn the basic concepts of Python or any object-oriented language. In this example, the giraffe is the object and the height is the attribute that needs adjustment. And if you give a proper height value, you can help the monkey reach the banana. But that's not all. There are more than 36 course bundles ranging from block-based coding I showed earlier to AI and STEM. So if you know someone who wants to learn coding at a young age, then I recommend introducing them to CodeMonkey, as it's informative, easy, and kinda fun. So click the link in the description and use my code CMCPUG25 for 25% off on any paid home plan. Thank you CodeMonkey for sponsor. Now back to video. Pests were recently added in the garden, and they are kinda insane for coins. All you need are these vacuum things, and you can drop items like the honey jar and dung, chirping stereo, and the leg sludge pet. Now this is insane, but how does it work? Well, when farming, you have a small chance to spawn pests every 5 minutes, but the time can be reduced to 2.5 minutes if you use some bait. If you want to spawn pests frequently, you need a decent pest spawn chance. And to gain pest spawn chance, you need the following items: the Pest Terminator enchant, slug pet, stereo with the necessary vinyl depending on the pest you want, atmospheric filter, wriggling larva, and finally the sprayonator with the bait you need. Then you can just start farming until you spawn one. Also, if you want the best drops, you need high farming fortune. Now there's also another reason to collect them. You can give them to this guy for some extra farming fortune, but from what I know, the cap is 200 farming fortune with 40 pests collected. Inside the rift, there are a bunch of ways to make coins, but here are the major methods. First, we've got caduceus stems that can be used to craft caduceus feeders that cost over 5 million coins each, and you can easily farm at least 2 per hour, meaning that's an easy 10 mil per hour. Also, it literally requires 0 setup except for this hoe. All you need to do is jump and hold left click, and yeah, you're done. The other way to make a decent amount of coins is farming snakes in the living cave that allows allow you to gain over 10 mil an hour. Basically, you use this frozen water punji and then use the self-recursive pickaxe to break them. And doing this easily nets you over 10 mil an hour. But it's even better if you can find someone else to grind it with, because both of you will receive the loot and it's a lot faster. Now there are other methods as well, like farming half-eaten carrots. So if you want a detailed guide on how to make money in the Rift, watch the vid linked in the description. It's still relevant except for the vampire minion part and some of the raids. Next, we've got toxic rain slime farming. Basically, you farm rain slimes and everyone around you becomes hella toxic. Now, this method is really good. It's like zealots back in the day. But just like zealots back in the day, it's completely swarming with sweaty gamers. Basically, you wait for thunder in the spider's den and then farm special toxic rain slimes that spawn during this time. And why are they so good, you might ask? Well, they drop poison samples that sell for over 1 million coins each. But you can also craft the vaccine artifact to make a little more coins. Now, from what I've seen, the best setup for this is 3 pieces of terror, a juju and a precursor eye with a black cat pet. Then you can just snipe all of the slimes from this rock. But you can also use the flower of truth if you don't want to be a hyper sweat. Now this method easily makes over 10 mil per hour if the area isn't swarming with hyper sweats. Next, we've got 2 things in the Crimson Isles. Now, I'm gonna be grouping them as a single entity because both of them have the same problem. The first one is synthesizer V2 farming. For the armor, I would recommend grabbing 3 pieces of necrotic aurora armor. You'll also need spider boots. I would also recommend grabbing a level 70 plus sheep pet. And finally, you'll need a charminizer and the atominizer. Once you've acquired all the stuff, it's time to grind the mobs. If you go to this part of the Crimson Isles, you should be able to find 3 different kinds of flying head things. The X, the Y, and the Z. You will need to farm all of them. X's are quite easy. All you do is stand under them and then you double jump by pressing jump and then sneaking midair. And once you can reach it, you right click them once with an atominizer to harvest 1 X and then you use a charminizer to make them follow you. Repeat the same step with another X and you should be able to create a Y. Then find 2 more X's close by and do the same thing we did before. And you should have 2 Ys. Now do the same thing you did to the X's and you should be able to get a Z. Then use your atominizer to harvest 2 Z's. Then rinse and repeat until you have 8 stacks of Z. And then craft the synthesizer V3. Now for a few quick tips. Don't forget to bind your shift key to left click for maximum efficiency. I recommend drinking a jump boost potion to make this process much easier. You can also try and lure the cows away from your farming area. Also, they sell for over 80 million coins each, meaning that's a large sum of money. The other way you can make a bunch of coins in the Isles is by farming these fire bats that drop flames, and these flames can be used to craft the ever-burning flame. Now, the main way to find them is by looking around the cave area in the Crimson Isles. Other than that, I don't really know any good meta, so just use a texture pack that makes fire particles a different color, which should make them easier to find. But farming them allows you to make over 53 million coins. Now both of them have the same problem. They are really hard to sell as a lot of people don't use them. If you're still listening, thank you for much more.